Hey, it's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm in Birmingham, and one of the questions that we get quite frequently with our work comp claims is how much money is the injured worker going to receive during that time period that they're off of work while they're receiving medical care. And those are typically they're called temporary total disability checks, TTD. And those checks will either be issued, depending on the insurance carrier's preference, how they do business, either every week or every other week. And the average weekly wage is one of the determining factors about how we figure out what's the proper value of the checks that should be paid. An average weekly wage, there is a minimum and a maximum based on state law, and it changes every year on July 1st. And for injury claims, you multiply the employee's average weekly wage for the 52 weeks prior to the injury by 66 2/3%. Now, if the employee hasn't worked for 52 weeks prior with that company, they find a similarly situated and compensatorily situated similar employee to help figure out the values. Sometimes they just use the number of weeks that the injured worker had worked. But the benefits, again, can't exceed the maximum or the minimums, and for an injury that occurred on July 1st or after of 2018, so earlier this month, the state minimum that a person can be paid per week is $238. The state maximum is $865. So if you're making $2,500 a week, you're still, and 2/3 of that is going to be way more than $865. You're still limited to $865. On the other hand, the same goes with the minimum. The minimum that you can be paid or should be paid is $238 a week. Now, I want to be very clear that you understand that this is the time period, not at the end of the case when you have finished your medical care, put at maximum medical improvement, and been rated. What this is referring to are those temporarily paid checks during the interim when the doctor says you're either taken off of work completely or the company cannot accommodate whatever limiting restrictions that you currently are being placed on by the authorized treating physician. There are situations where the employer decides to continue paying the salary while you're off of work. And every situation is a little bit different. We can certainly go over it with you and explain how all this works. It's a complicated set of circumstances, particularly when someone is dealing with a lot of stress after being hurt on the job. Please give us a call if this is your situation. We'll be glad to help you out. 205-930-6900 is our office number in Birmingham. NombergLaw.com on the internet. We can also be found on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.